Hello, students. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to this new series of Sociology Optional. Yesterday, I have taught you about the first chapter, that is Emergence of Sociology in Europe, and what were the impacts of the revolutions after Renaissance, like commercial revolution, industrial revolution, and what modern social changes it's brought in Europe. So yesterday I have talked about cultural revolution. Up to that topic I have talked. Now today I will move to the next topic, and this is also a part of a Renaissance only, after Renaissance, but it's after cultural revolution. The next topic is commercial revolution. That topic is same. In this only the subtopic is commercial revolution. So emergence of sociology. That is the main topic. Now in this topic, we will see the commercial revolution. Commercial revolution and modern social changes in Europe. What commercial revolution brought modern social changes in Europe? That we will see here. So first of all, what do you mean by commercial revolution? So revolution refers to a series of interrelated events, a series of interrelated events, a series of interrelated events that that happens between late 15th century to 17th century in where in Europe. These events signified a shift or change from largely subsistence economy of medieval period. Earlier you have seen that the society in medieval times, they were mainly conducting their business or trade in a barter kind of a system. So it was also a kind of subsistence economy. It was also because there were the medium exchange was limited. So the earlier medieval Europe was characterized by a subsistence economy. But what happened due to the commercial revolution, that the economy which was the subsistence economy, that get because subsistence economy is not a big economy, and it does not mix a global economy, because the medium exchange is also limited. So the limited peoples also trade, so you can't trade your substance to other countries, to other global world. So certain medium of exchanges that got universal recognition, that is required. So after the commercial revolution, what happens, that the medium of exchanges gets changed from subsistence economy to the integrated worldwide economic system, because the productions process started when commercial revolution started, and production process also started some substantially, it increased. So after that increase in that production process, so now what happens, that the traders started to look outside the market where to sell that product. So obviously there will find market. So so the expansion of trade and commerce started after these commercial revolutions. So expansion of trade and commerce, expansion of trade and commerce started in global market, or you can say global country. Different countries gets connected by the relationship of trade also. Now what happened that after these commercial revolutions, it's not only that trade gets affected. So different you can say that different modern social changes also happens in European society due to this commercial revolution. What were the modern social changes? So here we will see that social changes after this commercial revolution. What social changes happen here? The commercial revolution substantially changed the economic system of medieval Europe. Like what that changes happen, that banking system develops. Earlier banking system was not there. Banking system develops, credit facility develops, credit facility develops in Europe. Check was invented at that time, because if any traders or any industrialists they want to start their production process, then obviously they wants money, they wants capital, land, labor, so obviously they want credit system also. So check was invented, credit facility was invented, in facility was uh, invented, banking systems was established. Now and the medium of exchange was also like currency system developed, medium of exchange you can say. At that time, not that currency was developed like we see today. At that time, yes, bullion systems were developed, either gold, silver. So some that currency was also acceptable to the outside world, also to other markets. Also, that system developed. Paper currency also replaced, where the kings, or you can say if democratic setup was there, then yes, that currency has a legal backing of that means the country which we are having that the paper currency. So it paper currency also replaced somewhere that coinage system. So all these changes that were substantially these changes, it's benefited to merchants and traders who were belonging to the third estate. Third estate, see in India our system is characterized in like a varna systems, where we see that at above level that brahmans are there, kshatriyas are there, Vaisyas are there, the Sudras are there. But in the European society, in the Western world, we will see the estate kind of systems, estate systems. So estate systems at above the first estates were consisting of uh, that nobility, you can say that who were the kings, the main systems, the clergy, the kings. At second, they were also that you can say that warriors were at that, like you can compare with Kshatriya only. And the third system where the traders, merchants, businessmen, these people consist in that third estates. Now these were the first social changes. Now second social changes here was, after this commercial revolution, new economic institutions and organizations emerged in European society. For examples, that joint stock companies, also you can see joint stock companies established. As you have read in your modern history book also, in modern history chapter also, that how this Charter Act was enacted at that time, when the production process increased after this revolution. When commercial production process increased, then what the colonial, the britishers, the Englishmen, they started to looking of the market. So they got that India was full of that also called as soni ki chiriya. So India having means raw material also, good market also. So and coins also, gold coins also. So what was happening at that time, that they looked the market nearby, so they found that India is a good market. So at that time only, you have seen at 1600 1599, that Queen Elizabeth, who was at that time the queen of that Europe. So they have she has given that the charter of that, yes, you go and trade to the East India Company. So that joint stock companies were that group were working, and they were sending their that traders, they were sending their people to go and trade in the Indian market. Earlier they were not trading Indian market, they were purchasing the spices or different kind of items which were very much in demand, in European society. That things they were purchasing, and then after, and they were selling in the European market. You have read about the Vasco da Gama, that earlier when Vasco da Gama landed in India in 1498, that the sea, then he has also that purchased so much items from here, which when he took those items and when he sell those items in their European market, then he got 60 times per profit. What the cost he has what cost he has given for the purchasing those material, that 60 times he profit he has means he got. So these were the changes at that time. So joint stock companies got developed. So chartered company were established. So it's become you can say that established. It's also given a certain company have a monopoly rights over certain kinds of trades also in India. Also USA, when rival companies came to India like French, like Dutch, like Portuguese, like Danes. So but British survive at for the last more number of times. Other got you can say defeated by British and they left India, or or they got sidelined up to a certain area only they were given the rights to trade, but British mainly occupy the whole India at later period of time. Now, what happened? Second, we have seen this. Now, third, what happened that as a consequence of these changes, these were the main changes related to economic sphere. But yes, social sphere, if you see, then consequence of this change with the social stratification systems got developed. Social stratification got developed, like how social stratification let me this social stratification system got developed. Here what happened is social stratification system, that new middle classes, these new groups. Earlier you have seen the third estate, second estate, first estate. In these three estates the people were the people were in grouped, like first hierarchy, second, third hierarchy. Now different groups developed, like new middle class. These new middle class consist of professionals, the traders, the merchants, or you can say that new services got developed here. So new middle class come like bankers, merchants, who were owning that joint companies, who were owning the chartered company. So these were the mainly the people which consist the new middle classes. Now these stratification systems develop. Now political structure and political systems also get developed, because now who were earlier the nobility, the clergy, they were mainly the authority. They were the mainly the authority who were controlling the power, who were dominant of the society. They were ruling the society. Now political system got changed. Political systems now who were having the money, who like the middle class, the bankers, the chartered companies. Now they were regulating the market also, they were regulating the political systems also. Now what they were saying in their favor, only the rules, the policies were made. So monarch systems were strengthened, but yes, you can say that the but you can say that they were more concerned with the worldly affairs, the benefit of traders, how the bullion can come to our country, how the trade can increase. So now these systems, political systems, were now earlier church were saying that the earth is a sphere. As third, earth is not a sphere means earth is flat. So the trading, the commercial, the if you want to trade outside your country also, then they were not going, because they think that the earth is flat. After some time they will fail into sea, and after that the land is not there, the country is not there. So these things were there. But now what happened, the political systems changes. They were mainly concerned about the monarchy was also mainly concerned, more concerned about the economic system, more concerned about the worldly affairs, how the trades can boost, how our people can go outside the country and they can trade, so that the money which were coming, so were mainly benefiting that country's people only, and mainly benefiting the monarchy only. So these things happen. Now here also one new changes happened, that was the change in religious structures. Religious structures also got changed. Religious structures also got changed. So how religious structure also gone changed because with the increase in the commercial revolutions, the impact of commercial revolution, decline of the autonomy as well as the authority of the church started. Earlier church were intervening in every aspect of that life, every sphere of that society, like economic sphere, political sphere, education sphere, in trade and commerce also. What the church were deciding, that were being traded. Their authority was mainly, and what the profit the traders were having, that also they have to submit to the church only. So these religious structures here means authority of the church got declined. And apart from this authority of the church declined, authority of church declined here, authority of the church declined. And here also the cultural diffusion started. Cultural diffusion started because my society got connected through this trading and commerce. So obviously there will be a trade relations. Their culture, what the traders were coming to the other country, or like India, they are coming. Then some certain we have adopted their culture, and our culture they have adopted. So these kinds of intermingling of trade, that culture started. So the cultural diffusion, that is called the cultural diffusion, also started. Like in American society, the culture were diffused in European society. European society culture were diffused in that American society. So all these changes, what this commercial revolution has brought, all these changes, that the changes were not explained by any discipline earlier. If any discipline you will see earlier, like economy, like political science, like you can see anthropology, or any discipline, that we're not explaining. So so some intellectuals, some thinkers, they thought that this new discipline, new subjects, a new course should be introduced, a new subject should be introduced, so that can explain those changes. And for that changes only, they brought they bring a new discipline that is known as sociology. So these new changes were get explained by those thinkers, those philosophers, in the separate discipline that is known as. So new disciplines were required. New disciplines, new discipline required to explain these changes. So this new discipline, they named this discipline as sociology. So this was about the commercial revolution. I've explained in detail. You can write in the pointed forms, and after that, easily you can explain these terms by giving certain examples from your GS answers also, like banking system, how credit system facility uh, developed, like you have seen in railway also. When the India railway developed, and also credit system was used, where yes, different companies, they provided credit to the British, the British India company, and they were paying the interest also, but was charging high interest also. So these systems developed only. So today also, this we see the system of credit facility, we see the system of loan. So these were the changes in commercial revolution. Now coming to the next revolution, that is scientific revolution, and what the modern social changes it brought. So here we will see scientific revolution, scientific revolution, and modern social changes. In scientific revolution, what happened? Earlier also have discussed some part of the scientific revolution, because here name only signifies the scientific revolution, something which is like a study of the law, a study of the nature. You are questioning the belief of the people. You are questioning the authority of the monarch, like church were saying, and that this divine has seen the divine rule is that the rule of that is the divine rule. rule of king is the rule of divine. So these things were challenged at that time period. So here scientific revolutions deals with these things only. In 14th to 15th century, what happened that during Renaissance and Enlightenment period, scientific revolution started in 14th and 15th century only. So all that these changes were between 14, 15, 16, 17th century, and it was a gradual changes. It happens gradually, how the things develop, how the scientists invented new things. As new things got invented, then different kind of technology got invented, then new systems got developed to get developed, and that's the social changes also happens. And today also it is happening. It is in a continuous process. Any changes is not that it happens radically and it stops. It if once it started, then it's just gradual changes happen as the technology develops. Today also, like, we are using machine learning, AI. So the old systems which we are mainly a manual kind of labors, they are getting replaced by those machines also. Now human brains work which were all earlier not replaced by any machines also, now that are also getting reduced, that are also getting replaced by machine AI learning, because they are kind of a generative technology. Generative AI technology means what human thinks, that also machines can think also. So today we are living in IoT age, information technology age, internet of things we are using. So these are the 15 to 15 14 to 15th century, mainly these Renaissance. After Renaissance period, these changes happen. What changes happen during this period we will see in pointed form. So here we will see that the scientist, first of all, in cultural evolution we have seen that different scholars, different thinkers, philosophers, they come up with their new literature works, new literary works. They draw the paintings, the arts, by paintings only, by doing an art kind of things only, they created awareness among the society. But now in scientific revolution, what happened that research happened in the field of research happened in the field of research in the field of researched in the field of physiology, biology, physics, chemistry, astronomy, etc. So in the field of biology, they have started the dissection of human body started, and it was find that human body is made of different. So when the dissections was happened, dissection means when body is getting either postmortem or any surgery happens, then that dissections also happen. So at the postmortem also, when body is dissected, then it was observed that yes, that the body is found, it is made up of different independent parts, but all the independent parts are functionally related to each other. It's not that if they are independent, they are working independent of each other. No, they are functionally dependent on, means functionally related to each other. So so when dissections happened, then it was seen that they are functionally dependent on each other, related to each other. So human body evolves from, so the here scientists concluded that yes, human body evolves from simple to complex stages, like that you have read about the Charles Darwin theory. He has also written the book of Descent of Man. So how the simple to organ, like if you see the simplest that stages of the evolution of like from lichens, the mosses, amoeba. So life forms started from simple to organic to complex, that complex stages. So so the Charles Darwin new book is also there, which inspired many that biologists, many scientists also to uh, do a discovery on these things. So Charles Darwin had also written the books. These are the important points, because when you are writing the answers, then you have to mention certain terms also, and certain that scientist name also, who are very famous, because UPSC is expecting that yes, certain, that if you are writing certain things, then it should be backed by the concept of any personality who have developed these kinds of theory. So Charles Darwin has also written the book of Descent of Man. We know Charles Darwin theory, that is survival of the fittest theory, but one book is also Descent of Man, means how man has evolved, how the human have evolved. So it's also provide a new insights. It's provide a new insights into evolution of humans from simple species, like from simple species from ape to ape, a simple species like creatures, so apes to complex developed humans. So these things was number. Now such findings substantially transformed ideas, values, and beliefs of people about human and human society. Now, second thing here, we will see that research in physics, how the physics that developed certain, invented certain kinds of things, like by Newton. We have read about the Newton. At that time, Newton discovered many things. Galileo, we have seen. So they have revolutionized the human thinking. The researcher, the scientists provided new insights, new methods, ways to study the nature, observational, experimental, quantitative method. They they invented the observational. Let me write this term, then I will explain. Observational, experimental, quantitative method. So this is observational experimental, means earlier the people were not observing the society in such a way that they're functioning, how they functions, what are the methods of functioning. So like in any natural law is there. If any, like sun is rising, then how uh, the what are the factors behind the sun, that light, what are the, how the earth is revolving around the sun. So these kinds of questions were not as evolving like Newton's. When the apple fell on Newton, then he think that yes, how apple falls. So after that only gravity, that gravity concept, it is not that gravity was not there before Newton. Gravity was there, but people were not thinking in a such aspect, that how it becomes possible, how it happened. So that creativity, creative thinking, that developed after this revolution, this scientific revolution. So observational, so you are observing the things, then you are experimenting the things, and the quantitative method is used by in the experiment method. So this is called observational, experimental, quantitative methods. You see, in scientific revolution, what happens when you are observing certain things and you are experimenting if certain things, then you have to experiment for various things. Not that this, if in natural laws apply on one thing, then it will also apply, like gravity. It is not in gravity will apply on your pen, then it will not apply the human. It will apply many objects, like if it apply on apple, it will apply on human people. So quantitative method is used. So different that substances are taken and research are done on this. So observational, experimental, quantitative method were used. So it's provided objective ways and method to develop knowledge about nature and society. So physics deal with, so any scientific research deals with objective kind of things. So objective explanation of everything. It's not the subjective, where no research biasness got in developed into this, no research uh, kind of things got developed into this. So it's created objective explanation, objective method to develop knowledge about nature and society. And these systems only, these research systems only gets developed into that when the sociology as a discipline got developed. This also the sociologist, the thinkers try to because when you are explaining the human relations, when you are observing the humans, then you can't be totally objective. So their subjectivity also prevails, subjectivity also comes into the picture. So this provide sociologists to think in a new method, to think in a new aspect, that yes, how the society behaves, their objectivity, subjectivity both came into the picture. So so in this way only the chemistry also researches has started, astronomy also. So new observational fact findings methods were developed. I've also talked about that Copernicus also, that he has given the Copernicus, he has given the heliocentric theory, in which he has said that the Earth revolves a heliocentric theory and challenged the existing theory which were proposed by Church at that time, geocentrism in the field of astronomy. The sun is revolving around the Earth. But heliocentric and geocentric, which were given by this geocentric, that was that discarded. Copernicus' thesis also challenged the ancient thought and ideas about humans and universe. The scientific revolution and the new ideas, new values, new methods greatly influenced the pre-existing ideas. Earlier, what the ideas were before this revolution, that ideas, the Copernicus method also challenged existing social relations and institutions. Not only intellectuals, but common people also started questioning the sacrosanctity. Means sacrosanct means what? Which can't be questioned. Earlier, it was considered as a church, that wordings as a sacrosanct means it can't be questioned. What church said, people believe without questioning such things. So that sacrosanctity, it was challenged, it was questioned. What was the established institutions? What were the established values, norms? So all were challenged. So it is said that scientific revolution greatly influenced the intellectuals, scholars, and thinkers. So now different thinkers, they came with a new, you can say that, method, the new discipline, the new subject, that is sociology, to explain these all changes, how scientific revolution bring about the changes in the society, how human minds, the changes bring about the changes in human mind, the thinking process also. So the thought process also got changed. Here I am mentioning the different scientists. They are thinkers only, but scholars only, like Auguste Comte. He is also known as father of sociology. Auguste Comte is known as father of sociology. Earlier, he only introduced the concept of sociology, father of sociology. Herbert Spencer. You have already the Herbert Spencer. Herbert Spencer has also talked about the organic analogy. Why he has, what is the organic analogy? When August, that this Herbert, the Herbert Spencer, it that it extracted the idea from that, how the human body, when they are dissected, then they see that different organs which are independent of each other, but they works in the relations with each other. All parts are independent, but they works in the relations. So in that way only the human body works. If all started working independently, then it will not works. So in that way, he said that, like, society is also a kind of that certain institutions, like family as institution, the school, the education as an institution, the polity as an institution, the economic as an institution, they all are independent, but they all work in tandem so that the society is functional. So this was the method of Herbert Spencer's organic analogy. Analogy means what? समानता means किसी एक समय से किसी को कंपेयर करना, एनालॉजी समानता दिखाना किसी चीज का, उसको एनालॉजी कहा जाता है. So he has talked about the organic analogy and proposed the organic means what? Means organic means human body. So he has, like, how human body works, like that only society, different institutions is a part of, as a human body have different parts, as like that only society, the different institutions are part of that, like body parts only, and they are working together for the functional of society, so that society can function. So independent but interconnected parts. Now coming, so these were the things. Emile Durkheim also, you will do later on in detail. Emile Durkheim, he also used these methods of Auguste Comte, Herbert and Spencer, and he has studied the society. He also talked about social facts. What is social facts? We will discuss later on in detail. So here he has used the causal, consequential, and comparative method. Causal, consequential, comparative method. What it is talking about, causal, consequential, comparative method, that when any means things happening in the society, then that consequences what you are seeing in a society, that consequences is related to certain cause. Anything's happen because something in his historical background has happened, means something has happened, that's why something is happening. Like suicide is happening, the what is the, who is responsible for suicide? It's not that randomly any persons and committing suicide. So he has talked about the society is responsible. So he has talked about different forms of suicide also, how, why the individuals are committing suicide, what are the factors behind the committing of suicide of any individual. And he has not blamed the individual individually, he has not blamed the individual as the sole factor that the individuals is committing suicide, but he has blamed the society, how the society system works, how the integration systems fails, how the means different kind of suicide. He has talked about egoistic, altruistic. We will deal later when we read about Imelda Kim as a separate topic. He's a great thinker also. Separate topic will then so he has talked about causal, consequential, comparative. And here compare so he has also compared the earlier society to the modern society. So these terms are very important. If you are mentioning these terms in your sociology answers, then it will give a sociological coloration to your answer, like causal, consequential, comparative method. These are the terminology, organic analogy. These are the terminology which you can use in your answer writing. So these were the mainly that scientific revolution. Now next revolution is your French Revolution, the modern social change, and one is industrial revolution and modern social change. These two topics are there. uh, these two topics will also take time. I think lectures will be lengthy if I continue with these two topics. So I think I should stop here. So 40 minutes lecture, it is uh, good enough to revisit time and again. So you can join my Telegram channel also. That is that is quality GS classes. Link is also there on YouTube channel quality GS classes, where I will give you notes. First of all, let me complete this topic. Then I will provide a consolidated note on these topics. From there, you can read these topics also. So let us stop here. So that's all for today. I will come with the next lecture in the which I will complete this topic, modern sociology, where two topics are left: French Revolution and that Industrial Revolution. Thank you. Thank you very much.